Welcome to part 3 of installing an Ultra HDMI conversion kit for Nintendo 64. Part 2 was soldering in flat flex cable. Part 1 was taking it all apart and kind of a general overview, as well as installing the Ultra HDMI board itself. Now we are going to put part of it back together, test it out, and hopefully do final assembly. So first thing is to put the heatsink back on. Now you could test it without the heatsink, but I'm not a fan of possibly overheating the chips. You know, there's a heatsink pads on there, so they do get warm pretty quick. So I'm not going to put all the screws back in, but I'm going to put some of them in so that we can at least have the heatsink pads in place. So the first thing I have to do is route this out. And we're going to figure that out by looking at the routing path. Now the kit tells you to bring it through here. So we're going to see that interestingly lines up with the folding marks that they give us, which is pretty sweet. So you can go over, you can go under. I like to go under. Like that. Just gonna hold it a little bit. And I leave those long screws in to help me line up and to make sure my flat flex isn't getting pinched. So if you notice, I kind of hold it up and let it settle. Then and I'm recording in landscape. Son of a... I didn't even realize I was recording in landscape until, I don't know, about a minute and a half in. So, anyway. Get those guys just back down. Then, we're going to... This is going to go down there. So, I'm going to try and be fancy. Zoom in so you can watch me fumble like that. There we go. So first I gotta open up the connector. Just kind of, you push those out just gently. You don't want to snap. These will break off if you breathe on them too hard. Then try to make the connector kind of lift itself in. I bend it like that and kind of scoop it up under. Just keep a upwards angle, keep the back side, you know, keep it tilted. Keep it tilted that way so that it scoops up and under. And I just kind of tap it, hold it a little bit, and just walk the sides of that connector in, that latch. There we go. And that should do it. That should make it functional. Now I gotta hook it up to a TV. Going to check the power rails from ground, so I'll just grab ground out here and on the other side of these capacitors and just make sure we don't have any shorts. From 5 to 12 is nothing, from ground to 5 and 12 is nothing. And I'm pretty sure, is that ground? One of these is... Yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's promising. So all I'm looking for here is to make sure it powers up. And I'm just putting this in to prevent any stray voltages from causing any problems with the RAM. I don't know if this is a necessary step, but it seems like a wise one. It's just hard to put this stupid clip in without the guide pins. Up, 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 up. There we go. Alright. Power supply's on. Let's see if we get the red light. When I don't hit reset, when I hit power. Hey! And we get that red light. That slow flash means that it's booted properly, it's seeing signal, but it doesn't see an HDMI plug plugged into it, which it shouldn't because nothing's plugged in. But that means it's ready for a monitor. Let's get the power supply off. There we go. I'm going to put a few more screws back in too. I fully expect this to be fine. I more than likely could just reassemble it and be done with it. But experience has taught me that if you do that, if you just figure, I got it, then you'll have forgotten something. Probably something important. So, I am not going to pretend that it can just go right back together. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I will pretend that it can go back together. I'm just not going to do that. But before I plug a game in and really get the CPU and video circuits pumping, I want to make sure they're protected from the heat. Oops. This one. And I could use a power driver here. I could use a clutch on it. Wouldn't strip anything. But this is a collectible, so my hands can feel if the screwdriver is going to slip well before it can on the drill. I'll put that one back in just to hold the front down, and that'll be enough to keep those heat pads snug. Really, the rest of it's just I think it's just 5 screws and then the connector screws. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So I'm gonna plug this in and then let's get it tied into the video. All right. So got the game in, got the jumper pack in. Have it hooked up to the TV for the HDMI. Let's see what happens. Power on. And you can see that LED stops flashing when it has a video connection. It's part of the self-diagnostic. So don't want to run that too long before YouTube dings me for the music. But that's how you do it. That's how you solder it in and get it all installed. Now we're going to put the top back on. Now I'm going to keep the TV out here for a little bit because I do still have to test it one more time after the top's back on. Because now I've done the prerequisite pre-assembly testing. Now I'll have to do the post-assembly testing. You always do that or you'll get burned every time. Alright, so next is we're going to put the connector screws back in. And again, I could also do these with the screw gun, and sometimes I will, but with this being a collector's, like I said, I'm not going to. And Larry agrees. Alright, I'm not going to make you watch me put the rest of these screws in. Alright. Wipe some of this crud out. Now the owner can really do a cleanup if they want to, but at least now they can use it. Well, once I get that little bit out, there we go. And now we can put the top back in place. Just line it back up. We'll get the cover ready. And then we'll put all those security screws, those reverse Torx or whatever they're called. I know they're not called reverse Torx, but that's what they look like. Alright, and that I am going to use the power driver for, because I can, and I know what I'm doing. And I have the clutch all the way down. And I probably will get those with the hand driver just to make sure I have it tight all the way. Oh, and I still have the feet back behind where I had the TV, or have the TV. Alright, so then the feet drop into place. There we go. All the screws are back in. There's that bit. Oh, actually, I guess I should actually show you the bit. Now I need to get my hand driver for. There we go. Just to. Yeah. See, that's how I know, because the clutch was clicking, but it still had just a slight turn left. Can't quite get on that one. Let's see, I just won't let it grab the magnet. That was okay. Yeah. Alright, I like that. So that's pretty cool. That's it's all back together. We'll pop the old memory card jumper guy back in. Am I doing it wrong? Oh, no, it's just hard to get to wiggle it. And then the cover. So there we go. That's ready to go. There's the back. That's what it looks like. I'm sure everybody wants to look at the back end of a Nintendo 64. Now for another connection. Let's see. Maybe we'll face it that way. because I want you guys to be able to see. Like that. See? Looks good. Oh, before I do that, actually, just to make it official, let's put the sticker on. These are nice stickers. Alright, there we go. Now let's hook it up. Now that all the top's back on, it's reassembled. Of course, you have to have one of these. And again, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, is that the... Yeah. Huh. That's sneaky. You can tell I don't know much about game systems. There's probably people screaming at the TV, that's never gonna fit, man. Yep. Wow. Nope. This one. Yep. Wow. Let's see. TV on. Power on. So that's an HDMI. Oh yeah, right. So anyway, that's how you put an Ultra HDMI kit into a Nintendo 64, collectible or otherwise. If you have any requests for things to see, I, always try to accommodate, or if you just have general questions about anything, let me know. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.